I think the most interesting I think students find is there's a condition called natal teeth. That means you're born with teeth. And we see it often, 2 to 3 times a year. Typically, the nursery from the hospital will call us and say, "Hey, we have a child born with a tooth. Can you come examine the tooth? Can you make sure it's stable?" We also like to make sure that the parent is not having any issues breastfeeding when they have a child with teeth that they weren't expecting to have teeth. It's usually 1 or 2 teeth on the bottom. But in my residency, I had a patient come in, a 3-week-old, and he had 8 teeth, all translucent. So they hadn't developed, those teeth take months and sometimes years to form into the hardened structures that before they come into the mouth. And so as a newborn, they're not going to be fully formed typically. Well, his weren't. So they were translucent, they were pink, they were soft, like paper thin. And he had the back teeth and the front. So that's something I'd never seen, because usually it's the front bottom 2. So we followed him over time. We eventually had to take 2 of the bottom front out because they were loose and they were flapping, and they're what's called an aspiration risk, meaning that if he could maybe swallow in his sleep and it would go, instead of into his stomach, maybe go into his lungs, which we don't want. So that was very interesting. I have lots of pictures of it. It's really cool. And we eventually saw him when he was 2 years old and saw that those back teeth had eventually formed properly, but he was missing the front teeth that we took out. But I saw him at age 2 because his sister showed up when he was 2. The sister was 3 weeks old, and she also had natal teeth, and they were the pink translucent kind as well. So that was something really cool. You don't see it all the time. Like I said, when we see it, it's usually 1 or 2 teeth on the bottom, and I had never seen more than 2. And so that's very rare, very, very rare.